Hey, so with the song Crawl Through My Soul, I utilized Logic Pro to produce the song, starting out with a basic arrangement. And I will show you just the starting point, how I built it, and then I will play the song for you, or parts of the song in a moment. So first of all, I built a basic arrangement, and let's just maybe, for the interest of keeping things quick, I'll shorten the various sections of the song, so that you get an idea of what to expect a little quicker. And then let's just go with the basic intro, verse, chorus. And like all of you who might be using or trying to decide, should I upgrade to the latest version of Logic Pro? Well, it comes with this really great feature called New Session Player SI Track. So really what this does is it allows you as a writer, creator, to build out a basic arrangement that you can then further refine based on your interests and what you want to do as a player. So just very quickly, I will build out a drum track. I've chosen a style. As you can see, there's a lot of different genres and styles you can work with. Let's work with the neo soul style. And then I'll build the drum track out, have a quick listen. Here we go with the playing of it, give you an idea what it sounds like. Right? So then as it plays, it kind of thinks that the algorithm builds the drum track based on the arrangement that you have created. So let's stop that and go back again. And I then used the session player feature to create a drum bass track. Again, take a look at all the various genres you can work with. And at this point, I would expect that over time, Apple will expand the library of bass player genres. But with these very basic genres, there's a lot you can do with it. So now that I have my arrangement, I'll click Create. Now, I know for some of you, you might think, well, just get a bass player to do all that. That would be awesome. Bass players and believe me, I would love to hire a bass player, but as a musician, there's always a tight budget. And so I always like to kind of work with the features that I have and try to use the technology to create something that will work for me. And in this case, so I've chosen the intro or the bass player. In this case, the intro there's nothing going on in the intro for this particular arrangement, but the bass does kick in the second verse, as you can hear. Right, so you have that kind of vibe. The song I did, Crawl Through My Soul, was built in C minor, and it's a different tempo than this, but it does kind of give you an idea of what you can do. You can change the tempo anytime you want to match the song or the vibe that you're looking for. Another great thing here is that when you have when you use the session player feature, you can then go a little further down and refine that initial style that you chose. So I'll go with the soul flow here. And because I only have one clip highlighted, it only changed the vibe for that particular clip. But if I selected all my clips and then went back and chose this, as you can see, it will change everything. So keep that in mind. You can then go within the session player feature and then add more changes. So in this case, I'm just going to I kept the intro, I changed the intro, I'll keep that. But let's just say I want to change the verse, maybe less intensity, because it's perhaps where a singer might sing, and lower the complexity, right? Watch how it changes. You can take this further, add maybe just some notes, and maybe more octaves, less phrasing, remove some of the complexity. As you know, each time I do that, it makes a change here. So there are so many variations that you can work with. So if it's coming from the previous section, then notice how it then changes to a less intense vibe. All right, so then with the song "Crawl Through My Soul," I then added a piano track that I wasn't sure if I'd keep it, but in the end it did sound pretty good. So again, I picked the Freely keyboard player style with the Freely feature. Again, you have 5 options, and clicked on create. Again, the arrangement's built. It then shows you, it then creates kind of what you're looking for. You can then go in and make those changes a little light. So let's say the intro I want it to be a little less intense, and then maybe the chorus I want it to be a little more intense, right? So I can create that intensity there, maybe lower some of the complexity. Again, each time you do that, it makes changes. And so the other thing, as you explore and move in advance in your playing, you can then take, if you want to dive more into production, you can take these clips and then change and convert them to a MIDI region. So if I did that, now you can go into these MIDI regions and then alter the notes to make it more personalized and customized to what you're looking for. I'm just will undo that change. All right, so undo is, if you're not sure, Command Z on the Mac. And in a second, I will show you what you can do just with that groove as a guitar player, right? So if I add a guitar track here, I'm just gonna throw in a guitar track. We'll go with this, select the Brit and clean. I don't always use that. I'm not a big fan of that particular sound, but let's say I just pull together let's go with Blues Spinner here. And so I have my guitar line laid out, or the arrangement laid out, pick up my guitar, and then I'm going to just do a little bit of soloing over this to show you what I do, right? Working in the key C minor pentatonic. So as a guitar player, even if you are a little resistant to some of these new changes, your playing will improve immensely by utilizing some of these features. One more thing I want to show you with the Contemporary Soul, not the session player features, that you can go in and then change the chords. This is pretty cool. It comes, again, thinking about all the other changes, all the other features I showed you and how you can change a song around, you then can change the chord patterns around as well. So, as you can see, they've all shown up here. Let's just say I want to keep the C minor going for another bar. I can go in here and then change that to C minor, and voila, there we go. I've added that C minor for a second bar. So you can do a lot with the writing. Now, going back to the song Crawl Through My Soul, I wanted to just show you, I've used, as you can see here, I've used the Contemporary Soul bass player. I used the Portland drum kit that came with the feature, made some refinements, added the piano line using the Studio Grand. I used the keyboard feature again, the keyboard feature being under the SI track here keyboard, but I chose to use the simple pad for some of the other tracks, and then went into it a little bit further and utilize some of the royalty free loops. Again, when you're dragging loops into Logic Pro, it will automatically adjust the tempo of the original loop to the tempo of the song. So I'm going to just flip over here to the start of this next part of the song where I brought in an R&B loop. So bringing it in at the right point of the song before a chorus section can add a little bit of variation. And so again, now, just for an example here, I will just pick one of these loops. You know, just go with this one here. So if I were to throw that in there, right, it automatically, if I listen to that now, let's go to this again and just undo what I just did. Put that in there. All right. So I will move this up and just... Okay, so that original loop was in G minor, but listen, it adds actually a nice variation. Now, usually what I tell people is if you're using loops, royalty, make sure you have the license to use them. If you are promoting your songs and for use in film and television, disclose that to the music supervisor. They may or may not use it for that reason, but it's important to disclose when you're using loops. And have the licensing documentation available in case they ask for it. But always good to be transparent and to work with the people that you want to work with so that they're more open to working with you when you are providing, you know, some music to them. All right. The song Crawl Through My Soul, I've provided the link to the song in the description, and check it out. It's streaming on all major streaming platforms. You can hear it here on YouTube Music. All right, talk to you soon.